Hey guys, Bowie here, and this is how to pick for the mid lane. When you read the title of this video, you were already self-conscious. Picking for the mid lane is an art. It involves whether you have last pick or not, your favorite picks, the picks that are meta, the entire enemy team, and your draft. So don't be fooled, this is not going to turn you into puppy or solo, but it might help you understand the picking dynamics and how to constantly win your lane and the game based on picks. Right now, people still underrate how much last pick is important, so I want to show you no one's strategy when approaching it. This is a last track pick from no one. The core idea behind the pick is that it's a counter to PL, since you can deal easily with the illusions thanks to your spells, and at the same time, it is a counter to Necrophos too, since he hates dealing with magic damage. In this situation, not only he has last pick, but he is sure that those two heroes are on the enemy team and they are cores, so they will have a tough time against Lash. Now, if you follow competitive matches, you understand that Lashrak is definitely not a meta hero right now, but the pick becomes viable in a very specific situation when you have last pick and when you know that certain heroes are definitely cores, so you're countering the right heroes. Whether you try to counter heroes based on the lane or the game is a really complicated question that ranges from the MMR of every core player in the enemy team and yours, to also the other heroes besides the one in your lane. PL and Necro are heroes that scale insanely well in the late game, more than Tiny if I have to be honest. Tiny is a space creator that can also scale, but the two strongest heroes in the late game on Radiant are indeed PL and Necro, and his pick guarantees that they will struggle more than in a normal game. This is a very different match from the one we just saw. In this game, he 4th picks an Invoker, and by 4th pick I mean he was the 2nd pick in his team. It is very hard to justify picks in such an early state, because a lot of the times when you're picking early, you want to rely on heroes that are comfortable to you so that this strength compensates the counters later down the line. One minor detail that probably propelled no one to Invoker instead of the myriad of other comfort heroes that he has is the Nyx pick, one of the hardest Invoker counters, being picked as 1st pick for his team. Right now, there are heroes that can only be picked as 10th pick in the mid lane unless you're sure about some aspects or you just really love the hero. If you see an Invoker in the enemy team, you are pretty much 100% sure that he is going to be a mid Invoker unless you have a Broodmother on your team, and thus maybe you can 4th pick a Storm Spirit for you. Normally though, there are a bunch of counters to Storm that range from Monkey King to Huskar that you want to avoid. In this game, Storm offers a lot of benefits. The first one is that there's only one lockdown spell that is instant. The magic missile is easy to dodge and he's against a Storm counter, the Tinker. There are other picks that would be maybe just as good. For instance, Zeus would be awesome not only against the Tinker but the Terrorblade. But Storm is the hero that no one picked, and it makes a lot of sense as well. As you know, this is just a little taste on how counters work and how to pick for the mid lane. But as an overall rule, remember to last pick mid lane as much as possible and differentiate between real last pick and last pick for your team, because they definitely matter.